Why did you have to be so shy about it? Why are you hiding behind the camera, bro?
No. For example, it's a basic nature of like when a visitor comes into the house. Like nowadays, you see kids just like singing on their phone. Just you completely like
respect.
Yeah, it's about just telling parents telling the kids that there is a visitor here. Just go say hi to them. That's the basic thing. Like once they start communicating like that, I think that is like the sort of slow build up.
Discipline.
Reading plays a big part.
So discipline comes from what I've learned, and I've been blessed with parents which have disciplined well. Likewise, everybody in this room right now. Discipline comes from the smallest of habits. It doesn't matter what age you are. You could be 24, and if you are going through a rough time, or if you think your life isn't going right, change your habits. Change your little habits one by one, because your parents didn't instill that into you, right? Most people go the wrong way. They may have been disciplined. Sometimes, say up until 18, I would blame the parents for it because they're under the parents' roof. And if, even after uni, they don't get a habit, it may be overshadowed from the parents, but in some cases, some people which are very well disciplined go to uni and come back undisciplined. And that's because they take advantage of the freedom that they had. And once that advantage of the freedom is made, they decided to cut down a lot of the habits that they were instilled with and all that discipline that they've been taught, and they choose to settle for the comfort that they had. And that's when things change around. That's when this little, I'm going to stay on my phone even though there's an elder person in the room which I haven't greeted yet, in a sense comes across. It's similar situations like that. It's all the little habits. Stand at me, if an older person comes to the room, I stand up, I show them respect, because that's the respect that they deserve.
That's what we've been taught.
That's what we've been taught. Do you know what I mean? Say there's kids which would just watch you walk in the room and they just sit there. And I'd just be there right. Tell me that. And then they wonder why we don't treat them like they exist. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, you didn't treat me. You get what, I'm not saying I practice that. You shouldn't practice that anyways. But like I say, you will come across somebody which is just like you, which will treat you with just the respect that you give them. And trust me, it's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel good. You know what I mean? But as you were saying, I hope that answers your question about the habits sense.
I got another question for you, both of you. If you guys were in, imagine before coming to this country,
go ahead.
Imagine your parents didn't get an opportunity to come to this country. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys feel like you'll be?
I can't do this. I can't do this. I just sit here, bro. If you sit here, it would actually make more sense. There's a seat there.
Okay, guys, cameraman has to step in for any questions.
Don't bring the light. You know what? You can get away. Yeah, let me just pop this mic in.
We're gonna have some heated debate. I'm gonna make you guys do some arm wrestles.
Wait.
Cameraman പല കാര്യങ്ങളും ചോദിക്കും. ഞാൻ ബോഡി കോൺഷ്യസ് ആണ്. നിന്റെ ആക്ഷൻ അത്ര ബാഡല്ല, കാരണം നിന്റെ ക്യാമറ ആംഗിളിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ വരുന്നത്.
ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്താ.
Hello. But I can't hear it.
That's the whole, you know, I hear it.
Oh. We should do when we do a start the video, we should do a proper a blooper kind of thing.
Bloopers. Oh yeah, obviously there's going to be bloopers when it's just okay guys, we have, wait, are they recording?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's recording.
It's still recording. I mean, with that one, I think it stops at 30.
Yeah, okay. Alright guys, so we have a surprise guest. We've got an auspicious individual which has quite the history of
autism.
of humour. I'm going to mute that bit because that could be offensive to the viewers listening. But
I'm just representing my community, so.
So we have We have an individual which is aspiring to be a businessman, somebody with a bright future, and as we all know, as Tenin Tomy Chalil, well, Kunyan.
Yeah, I'm known as Kunyan. I'm known for many names, so I just don't want to reveal my secret name.
Different aliases.
Yeah.
That's the one, that's the one. So, Tenin, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, I'm currently unemployed. I'm joking. I am employed. I currently run a business. It's a recruitment business. I only recently started like 2 days ago.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere.
I've got to, like you said, it's not
the
an interview. I've got, I know I'm not like deserving to sit here, but I am. But I started like
See what I mean?
basically I started off with as a like recruitment consultant with my dad, and I also got opportunity to like run an agency, which because of my excellent service, it didn't last that long. But yeah, I'm here right now. But I didn't give up. In my like, what do you call it? In my
Experience.
Not experience. What's that term? Where cut the spot. Will you be able to cut the spot?
Yes, I can.
I can't.
Yes, I can. I'm not speaking
Yeah. So in my motto, I don't give up. That's my motto.
You gotta get back up. You
Yeah,
gotta get back, even if you fall down.
You know what? Like I'm a chaser. I never like you said. I don't look back. I can't think of the term of like looking back because I keep on going. It might be not good for like in other people's eyes, but I still on like chasing. Like I never stop chasing.
Yeah.
Like
in a sense, like, does that bring the naivety to the lifestyle that you live? Would you consider chasing something for too long? It also represents a bit of naivety. Do you know what naivety means?
yeah, like vulnerability.
Yeah, vulnerability. Yeah, vulnerability.
Oh. To be honest, to an extent, other people may think that, but I don't have the mindset to think that way. Like I don't have a time frame of like what you chase for, because ultimately you're not going to be born into like becoming like a rich guy, are you? Like unless if you're like Ambani's son or something.
Yeah, no.
But like I believe in like whatever I'm chasing, you still have to chase for a long time. Even if I think I reached it, I know from my experiences, I know there is more to chase.
You're very persistent with the things that you do.
Yeah, you can call it that way.
When do you know enough is enough? When do you know that it's not? There's no point going forward.
When I die, I'm being serious. Like I'm not even joking. And it's fair. Like when I die, in a sense where I feel like there is no like. There's always a point where I don't stop. Like you still keep on trying.
So in a sense, what?
I'm genuinely being serious. I feel like you can't take me serious.
Okay, so if you stopped how many ventures have you stopped so far?
Stopped.
Yeah.
I'd say the agency.
Okay.
I'm only starting. I'm still.
So you haven't technically died.
No.
I think it's like. What I mean is like, so for your agency, how do you know that going forward is not worthwhile?
Yeah.
To be honest, I still haven't given up.
You sound okay.
So that's why.
So
Like,
how do you know it's coming to an end?
It's because I'm not sending people to shifts. Clearly, like it's not the business. Like
it's not.
From a point of view, it's like I don't like saying this, but there isn't a life for that business.
Okay.
But I'm not giving up.
Is it because it's not where you wanted it to be or where you thought it would be right now?
Yes, I think it is. It's
Elaborate.
It's because ultimately I had what do you call like a plan for this where it would be like running into a business where there's going to be like ultimately we're going to build a more like businesses, like bringing more nursing homes and like eventually build it into a home care. That was our ultimate plan for the agency to like have like a settling part.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
Okay.
We didn't get to that point because there was this thing called like nowadays there's a huge market for international recruitment, and that took over like my business. But the funny part is that my villain to my story is my dad.
Oh yeah.
Because he does the international recruitment as well. I work with him as well.
Oh, so,
So
like you were
it was like
yeah.
we had a bit of a conflict of interest.
Okay.
Basically, it wasn't like planned, but like the homes that I was sending, they end up supplying like permanent staffs. So I stopped, like for the agency wise, I stopped losing my shifts and everything. So it slowed down.
Yeah. Right. So in a sense, you're inspired by, as you claim, Colonel Sanders.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
So, are you going to go? Yeah, the KFC guy.
Came back to that now.
You didn't know?
Yeah, that's actually a very valid point because I think I'm not sure exactly the age because I didn't do a case study on it. But he only became successful very late of his age, right?
Yeah, of course.
So for me, that itself is a big motivation because there is no age to become successful because you're talking about success, right?
Yeah.
Like.
There's no time. There's no time limit.
For me, age is just a number. Like where.
No, it's just a number.
Let's talk about
Yeah. Here we go.
no, let's
You've got 3 cameras on you, bro.
yeah. Let's talk about perspective of business wise, like becoming success. That's what I'm talking about.
Successful.
Yeah, successful. Like there is no age for successful.
Like we're
Bro,
not
I
finished.
need to go.
We've not finished.
We're not finished. Like it's like we still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So success doesn't come at an early age.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to add on like earlier, like there's more time for everything. Like time is a key factor.
Don't laugh, bro, because I can't lose it when you start.
See,
So
to all my fans here, like my friends can't see this because my nature is I don't talk about this.
yeah,
I actually don't talk about
he's a
this.
very unserious candidate. 90% of the time.
I've never seen.
Maybe like 99% of the time.
Yeah, we haven't seen him this serious. That's why we can't keep our composure. But like we were saying, what do you think excellence means?
Excellence means satisfying yourself, like doing something that you're satisfied with, like.
So I mean, like eating could be excellent.
Yeah.
That satisfies as well.
Yeah. You need to have like that excellence in
So
there.
how about?
So that's like choosing food. Like, what if you chose a food? You're not gonna call that excellence. If you like, say you might.
Oh, I think I might have
That's
to
a
go.
very interesting concept.
It's like
That's a
see,
different way to
like,
But
it's
be
like
excellence in every part of life.
Yeah, dedication to excellence. Yeah.
dedication to excellence. Ooh.
So in a sense, you going for another venture, even though this one may have dipped down, is still your dedication to excellence. And
Yeah.
you're still discovering something new. That's still dedication to excellence.
See, like that term, like played a big part in my life because I would like compared to you two, I would say I would be the least dedicated. Prime example is that earlier you mentioned about the guy that not trying, sitting at home. I would term myself that like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But I got to a point.
But the thing is that was a couple of months ago. That's the
Yeah.
As long as you turned around and thought, hey, look, this
Well,
is where I want to be.
Yeah.
As long as you made that realization.
See, if I didn't make that realization, I wouldn't be sitting in the stable. I wouldn't have the what you call confidence to talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And say you've started a new venture with a colleague of yours.
Yeah, shout out to Leon Babu. We're on a new mission. We're going to climb. Like
Yeah.
we said, we're still climbing.
Mm-hmm.
There's more, what we see is we've got more opportunities.
Yeah.
Are you dedicated? Would you say?
We are, like, I was, like, that's what I was going to get into. Like, I wasn't like this. Like, deep down, I know I will be, but, like, I don't know, like, what time got me into it. It was like, then I started to believe in things where it is time, like, time heals, and a lot of things around you make you like lead into that decision because to me, circumstances. To me, I don't get. I'm blessed with opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people aren't. That's what I believe. A
Yeah.
lot of people aren't because I did decline a few interviews I'm not saying it because it's easy for me or anything, but I declined it because I know that's not gonna make me happy. Are you gonna do a job that's gonna make you happy? You're not.
That's going to make
That's,
you happy.
that's
Not
That's not going to
not-
make you happy. That's the whole reason why I'm stepping out of this 9-to-5 lifestyle. It's no way I want to be in any sense. Like endless holidays, yeah, sounds great, but even in the middle of that, say the thing with being entrepreneurial mind is you people think that you don't have to work 9-to-5s anymore. Nah, your mind is working 24/7 instead. Your mind is, you're always like, say like with the ventures that we're doing, there's not a moment that we sit down and just think of nothing.
Yeah.
I wish to be back in that point where I could think of nothing, but that's
Is
long
that
gone.
when it's your own business, when it's
Yeah,
your own-
you
you
it's
can't
like-
take a break.
No, it isn't. And because the moment you take a break, the moment you're settling down from the expectation that you gave yourself from prior, and you definitely don't want to be put on that spot because the regret of not doing something that you wanted to do is so much worse. And the amount of people which commit, I'm going to say it straight up, the amount of people which commit abortion to their dreams is literally killing their own children, because your dreams are the children that you could have made in the future. And like killing those dreams off, say some dreams are just silly, you know what I mean? But killing dreams that you genuinely had a passion for. Say if you wanted to be a DJ and you shot it down and you knew you had genuine passion of it, that would be killing that dream, you know what I mean?
If I had to ask you a question about like that, so what do you believe is the reason for that, for people to like not
So-
chasing their dreams?
Not changing comfort zones. Comfort zones and
Is it
excuses.
just comfort zone?
Mainly comfort. There is no, excuses is the main one, and comfort zone is what the excuses lie in. They make excuses to stay in their comfort zones.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there is no other answer to it, because circumstances could be an answer, but that's still an excuse.
Do you feel like society plays a big part?
Society is still an excuse. Everybody's in society.
Oh, are you close to that?
Yeah. I close to that in the same excuse pond. Society is the comfort zone. Oh, like say our parents turn around and say, "Oh, are you sure you want to be doing that?" That's because that was the comfort zone that they've seen you in. Yeah, and
Till today, I get that.
uh,
Till today, because because I haven't actually been to a 9-to-5 job
okay,
like in my life that I can remember of, because like the jobs I've done is basically agencies like
and flexible jobs.
it's just all flexible jobs. Some people may think I'm lazy for that, like flexible job, but it's what I was given.
And
Like-
also your lifestyle on its own, you couldn't be at a point where you could commit to a job on its own.
Yeah.
Same with myself. Like I've not been in a fixed job kind of situation
I
to
think
this day, because even my 9-to-5 is a work from home job,
Yeah.
which I can be very flexible with.
Yeah.
And everybody knows this, but I'm not going to expose myself on thingy. But like I say, I could still be doing other things in the midst of that and not worry about being in an office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So before that, agency, like we were doing agency at the same time, and before that, security job, that was still flexible. Before that, it was a 0-hour contract in a hotel, and it's always been flexible lifestyles, because our lifestyle had to always be flexible,
You had other stuff going on.
100%.
My-
Ever since we was
Yeah.
15, 16.
I think more than the flexibility for me, 9-to-5 is about like the reason why I don't want to do that job is purely because I think I'm quite, it's not a good thing about me. I'm influenced. I'm actually influenced. That's just my perspective. I'm
What are you
influenced by
like?
people that I studied with and people like
Around
friends that did similar things, and they're all like deep down, everyone wants to quit that and do a business that they want to. But like where I'm different from them, which I believe, is because I got opportunities. Like some people may think I'm spoiled from that, but I don't think there's nothing spoiled about you. Still, even if you take on that opportunity, you need to like make it grow.
Yeah.
Like if you take, like for example, agency an example, maybe like I did get opportunity, like it wouldn't be in that position to, like some people may like fail like straight away, but I didn't like have that mindset. I had the mindset to like make it reach to, like I had the mindset to build like this amount. If I didn't have that mindset, I don't think I would have took that challenge. So like the point that I was trying to say is like when you get an opportunity, take it. and don't like waste your
I think
time.
what's important is like you need to realize what you have around you.
Yeah.
You need to realize what opportunities, what doors are open to you.
Mhm.
If you can't realize that what doors are open, you always try and unlock a locked door.
Yeah.
Try and open a locked door.
No, of course, and that's a very good way of putting it. Trying to open a locked door when the door's already closed and you're still trying to.
But if you just look at the next door next to it, it might be
it's
open.
there. It's there. But what in your senses, when would you realise that the door is locked?
It's a big question. Another big question. I think when you truly believe that you put 100%, I'm not trying to say like you failed or anything, but like because you've reached a block in where you could go with your business. So I think that you've tried a door which may be locked. Would you ever thought of it like that, or would you think that it was always open, but it's just that you couldn't get through the front door?
I think at that time, yeah, I think it was purely because I feel like it was locked because when I started off, I had a team as in like I had an employee, but like soon after he left, there wasn't nobody for me to share other than the actual people that like invested in. But they weren't gonna give me like a space to like work with, like a person to work with where I can like delegate the task. Then I thought it was just locked there. Like that's for me. It was a point where I felt like from their side they must have thought I could independently just do.
See, the other thing is,
Yeah.
with certain things, like everybody goes for something and they have the motivation to do it at the start. Everyone has motivation to do something at the start, but they get to a breaking point where they're like, this isn't as fun. The motivation dies off. So
Becomes this isn't as they imagined when they started.
yeah, that's one thing, but it's the consistency which helps it grow. Say like with your DJing, you got to a point where you weren't feeling it, but your consistent and persistent attitude that pushed you to complete the tasks and complete whatever you needed to do and make sure people still got the night of their life. Do you know what I mean? Same with everything that you do. You always get to that breaking point where the motivation runs out. And in order to keep going, you have to put that persistence, discipline itself, like the consistency in order to get to the points that you want to get to. There's going to be obstacles throughout whatever you do, whenever you do, wherever you do it. Say that be your casual 9-to-5 job. You want promotions, you got to grind hard. You have to put. See me, I'm still working Hilton part-time, and I could show up 30 minutes late. And one time, one of the new staff complained, hey, he always shows up late. And like my manager told him, that's because he always showed up early in the times that he needed to. For the first 6 months, this guy didn't miss a shift, and he did shifts on top of that time. That's why I have the respect from these guys. Do you know what I mean? I earned it, and that's why even if I'm late now, they know I'll still show up. You know what I mean? And I'm not late because I want to be there. I'm not sitting at home doing nothing. I'm doing a 9-to-5 and then I'm going to my evening shift for the bartender. Do you know what I mean? That's why. But my manager knows that, and he's just like, oh, he's here. At least he showed up. You know what I mean? Most people wouldn't go past the 9-to-5 and show up for an evening job. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, I don't need to do a part-time job on top of my 9-to-5 because I still get paid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do that because consistency.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's part of my routine. I like to keep myself busy. I like being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like a lot of people think that you can earn success within your comfort. You just can't. It's impossible. You can. By success, I don't mean just the company's running okay. I mean, you want your company or your business to run great. You want your company or business to run amazing, past the limit of your ordinary company. You need to be doing what the 99% want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course. I've seen this quote somewhere, I think it was on Instagram. It was like a business is not successful until you can pull yourself out of that business, out of that company for X amount of time. and it still be running as you wish.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what, if you create a system where that company is running through, yeah, you created a successful company.
We are in time and space. This is a very historic project, and the reason why we are here is because we are making our movie here, and it looks like a very aesthetically pleasing location. And that's it. Thank you.
But I'm gonna ask you two quite a general question. Like, I'd like to hear. We'll hear Ashin's first, and then your perspective. If you were to give an advice to Ashin 3 years ago, 18-year-old Ashin, no, like actually say 18-year-old Ashin, about how to deal things differently, or how, in a matter of fact, how to dedicate yourself to what you believe in, what would you do?
I would have said, like, it's in you. Like, dedication is in everybody, discipline is in everybody, you just have to bring it out. You just have to believe that you can bring that out. You just have to put your foot through the door, and you gotta, so if you have enough of a drive, you will stay motivated, you will stay disciplined, you will stay on top of that task.
How would they know if they have enough of a drive? How would they source that?
If they want it enough, if they want something enough. Like me, in this DJing sense, I wanted, it's something I wanted, it's something I enjoyed.
It was when you started spending so much time on it, yeah, more than thinking about it. That makes sense. And yourself, Tenin?
So there is no advice that I would give like 6 years ago, because I wouldn't be in this state without being able to go through that. So I believe that I do need to go through certain aspects of changes in my life to dedicate myself to be sitting in this chair and talk to everyone here. So like, if anything that could be changed is my attitude towards like work and doing things. Maybe like, I think that could be changed.
So if you were to sit down with 18-year-old Tenin, obviously like at the age of 18, nobody's very serious with their things or anything they do in their life. What, in your perspective now, your mentality is a lot more different to what 18-year-old Tenin would have been.
Surely, yes.
So like, what would you advise 18-year-old Tenin? Obviously, like back in that age, we were chasing a lot of things that we didn't need to be chasing. So what would you, if you were to sit down and have a conversation with 18-year-old
me, yeah, I would say, look lads, enjoy your life, learn experiences around you. You're going to come to a point where you're going to choose like certain things, but make sure you choose what's in your heart, not in your mind.
You know what I like about that answer? Is because what I said earlier is I was scared of failing. You should never be scared of failing. You shouldn't.
Of course,
that shapes you for the future.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was like trying to say. Like, to me, like you said, failure is not a new word to me, because I've always failed in a lot of things. But those failures are my recent success.
Yeah, of course.
So without failures, they're the learning curves, right?
Yeah. Remember, I failed my first year A levels. Yeah. And I thought, you did? Oh my god. But like I say, when I failed the first year, like I say, when I failed my first year A level, me and him was in the same class for each course that we did. He passed, and I failed. And I was just like, that's tough. But I thought that was the end of the line for me. Well, was it? Was it in any way? No. I ended up doing a BTEC, and I got a scholarship in 3 universities. When I got that in with A levels, no. Most of the failures that you go through is blessings in disguise. But nobody understands that when it happens. When it happens, it feels like the world is falling on you. But it isn't. It literally, just be patient, just breathe, just walk, just keep living. You'll be fine. And the storm will surely pass.
That's like a contradicting point to that as well, because regardless how much you say to certain people, not everyone, they're gonna subconsciously, people are nurtured that way though.
Yeah, but
it's hard. I wasn't trying to put you in a position.
No, it's not. It's a pretty simple answer. Any habit that's been learned can be unlearned.
Yes.
It can be overwritten. Yeah, you can't be forgotten, but you be overwritten. I used to sleep till like 12 in the morning. Yeah, that was a habit that I learned throughout time, and I didn't need to be doing that because it was just comfortable. I like snoozing my alarm, it was comfortable, and then I overwrote that habit. Just like that, almost every habit that you do which is unhealthy for you could be overwritten.
It could be overwritten, yeah, 100%.
But you have to make that choice to
Yeah. But some people still, like in our society, like some people do still believe in that, like they can't make that choice.
Imagine.
That's what, like, gradually
do you know
we
what
need to
drove
change
me?
that probably.
Do you know what drove me to come to not snoozing anymore? I read somewhere. Imagine you're on your deathbed. You're standing around every possible person that you could have been, and you look around yourself, and and these are the best versions of you could have became, and you could have avoided the person you were in your bed right there, being completely a nobody. Somebody which worked a 9 to 5 until 70. Yeah, I'm not saying doing 9 to 5 is bad, but somebody which lived an below average life until they were 70. Yeah, you're in your deathbed, you're looking around all these people.
You see what you could have experienced.
You could have experienced. And you see the life that you could have experienced in other people, and you're just there like, that could have been me if I decided to shape one habit. It all starts with one habit. One different habit, and you could have lived a completely different life to what you could have possibly. And imagine, okay, here's a time machine. Yeah? Tenin, here's a time machine for you. I'm giving you, you're at the age of 70, I'm giving you this time machine. Go back to 23-year-old Tenin and fix your shit up. Your life would be completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine you just came back, and that, same with you. Like, if I just give you a time machine, you were 70 and you came back, you wouldn't need time machines anymore. Imagine yourself living a below average life in 20 years' time. That's what's pushing me to run away from that life.
It's not even below average. I think it's where you see yourself. Below where you see yourself. Below your expectations.
That's all.
That
That will push you towards. Imagine. Here's one for you. Like, imagine you find your dream lifestyle. Yeah, your dream lifestyle. Say the dream woman of your choice, or dream job, dream money, everything right there, and you missed it because you didn't have enough, which you could have potentially had because you didn't work hard enough.
Yes.
That's one way of
Yeah.
that's one of the things which pushes me forward. Imagine I missed it by one little mistake that I could have. I'm also somebody which believes if it's not meant for me, it's not meant for me.
That is life. That's what I believe.
But if you completely put yourself in that, you'll also put yourself in the comfort zone. I'm not
I
trying
think
hard.
that's like ultimate comfort motor. So it's
Yeah.
like nothing you can change, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I still, if I had some sort of superpower, like a change that I want to make society, I want people to stop fearing that challenge. Like, stop people thinking that if you fail, if you make a mistake, and like it's the end of your life.
No, of course.
And that's something that I wish we could actually put in people's mind.
No, the thing is, like without mistakes, like nobody, say Thomas Edison, nobody talks about 10,000 light bulbs that he didn't make. He found 10,000 ways to.
Controversial story.
Yeah. Huh?
Controversial story.
Why?
It was Nicholas Tesla.
Oh yeah. So like, he's the guy who did science. He's the guy who did science, not me.
Actually, fact check that and put it in.
To be honest, I didn't go into the lesson, but
All right. How about nobody talks about the hundreds of the thousands of shots that Michael Jordan missed. No, everybody talks about how many MVPs, how many shots he did get in, how he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Same with footballers. How many people talk about the goals that Ronaldo and Messi have missed? I'm saying them both just so nobody comes for me. Alright? I don't care. Like, nobody talks about the goals they missed. They talk about how great they are because of the goals they had. They have missed more goals than they've scored, and that's for a guarantee. You know what I mean? But nobody talks about the mistakes because at the end of the day, it's your success that people look at. And if you don't have that kind of mentality where you push the mistakes off your shoulder and you learn from those mistakes and you correct yourself and then you move around it and then you stop doing things more accurately, you're less likely to make those mistakes. You have to keep trying them. you know what I mean? The moment you give up, that's when it ends. Do you know what I mean? The moment you give up, you don't let yourself go.
You can't let yourself go. Like, you gotta always keep trying. You gotta, even if you think, oh, I've hit a road, end of the road, I've hit a roadblock. You find another route.
Yeah, exactly. Once closed, that doesn't mean there's no other road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You drive back. Sometimes you have to step back, 2 steps to jump 4 steps forward. Do you know what I mean?
Like life.
Isn't that for my LinkedIn?
Life is not a straight
That's a general term.
Yeah.
That's a general term.
Life is not a linear line. Like,
Just
it's not
not-
smooth.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the one. But it's been a pleasure. Either way, lads, for you guys being here. I wish we could sit
Talk
here and
more.
talk for a lot more. We could come back again.
No, we can't.
Once again.
Don't worry, we're going to do a big one, like the big one.
The 20.
20 people with controversial topics. That's
Yeah,
what
I think I'm going to need more mics.
Yeah, you're gonna be investing big in it.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, like, I will expand this into a big conversation.
Don't worry, like next time we're gonna talk, you'll be in your own studio. You'll be in your studio.
Oh, yeah.
You'll
Most
be in
probably,
your
I mean,
studio. I'll be in my chair. What will you be?
Cool. I will be behind the DJ booth.
Yeah, you'll be
In your own-
yeah,
in
in
my
your
own
own
club.
yeah, in your own club.
But like I say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on the Emperor's Speech podcast with DJ Nella, Ashin and Nella, and Tenin Tomy Chalil as our special guests today. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if there's any feedback that you'd like to let me know or let them know as well, if you have any questions, people, please put that down on the comments below. And thank you for watching. Until next time.
Adios.
Adios.